Incredible animal hybrids you probably didn't know existed. Hybrid animals. Sometimes they're creatures that defy nature. Other times, they're animals that have learned to adapt to it. Whether that's Ligers, bred in captivity for zoos, Grolars, the bear hybrid that may be further evidence for global warming, or Jag Lions, the beautiful beasts born out of their parents' eternal determination to be together. We'll discuss all that and more. If you think this sounds interesting, stay tuned because today on the Animal Shelter, we're going to talk about some of the most unusual hybrid animals out there and why they even exist in the first place. Number 9. Narluga. The first animal on our list today is the Narluga, a cross between the beluga and the unicorn of the sea, the narwhal. Narlugas were spotted decades ago in West Greenland when one man claimed that he sighted the odd creature and even saved one of their skulls. Years later, a scientist took this skull to the Natural History Museum of Denmark to study it. Even though researchers hypothesized this was a beluga and narwhal crossover, this skull is all that they had to go on. Further testing has proved that the skull belonged to a male Narluga and that the carbon signatures on its teeth were more similar to a walrus. This shows that because of the Narluga's strange teeth, it likely survived off foraging from the seafloor. With so little to go on, there's not much else known about the Narluga, which only makes hybrid animals all the more mysterious. Number 8. Chigeon? For our number 8 spot, we want to talk about a strange animal that has become somewhat of an urban legend on the internet, the Chigeon. This bird has also been featured quite frequently in other lists of hybrid animals here on YouTube and recently returned to popularity when a TikToker claimed to breed this strange creature in his backyard. Just from watching the short clip, the animal shown on this account does seem to look like a cross between a chicken and a pigeon. The bird has strong and straight legs that look like chicken legs, but the way its head moves and appears has reminded viewers of a classic city pigeon. But is this proof that a Chigeon exists? Well, unfortunately, no. The Chigeon isn't real. In fact, the Chigeon is actually a Maltese pigeon, a bird that's derived from crossing a French Baghdad and German variety pigeon. In other misleading news, the Maltese pigeon actually originated in Austria in the 1800s. The Maltese pigeon is a unique-looking bird, alright, but it's no Chigeon. Number 7. Grolar. Next up is the Grolar or Pizzly bear. This grizzly bear polar bear hybrid gets its name depending on who its father is. If he is a grizzly, the name is Grola, and if he is a polar bear, then the hybrid is called Pizzly. Unlike the Chigeon, this hybrid is very real. Dr. Brendan Kelly, the chief scientist and director of conservation research at the Monterey Bay Aquarium, claims that we've known for decades that in captivity, grizzly bears and polar bears will hybridize and in fact produce fertile offspring. Recently, we're also starting to see hybrids born in the wild. This could be evolution at work. According to the Darwinian theory, species will slowly branch out, split apart, then re-encounter each other and come back together over and over again. However, polar bears migrating farther distances to find food and grizzly bears moving northward as ice melts could also play a role. These two bears are sharing more land, and if they cross paths during mating season, we could see more and more Grolar bears being born. Unfortunately, as the polar bear is already endangered, this could contribute to the end of polar bears. Polar bears and hybrids are going to be statistically more likely to encounter other grizzlies as their bloodline continues, thinning out the population of remaining polar bears. As adorable and interesting as these guys are, they also demonstrate how much climate change has affected animals. Number 6. Beefalo. Number 6 is the beefalo, half cow, half buffalo, right? Well, not exactly. The beefalo has a particular sweet spot in their genetic pool. According to the American Beefalo Association, that's right, that exists, that's at right about 37.5% American Bison or 3/8 Bison heritage. With this precise mix, the beefalo is superior to cattle for a whole host of reasons. Their meat has higher protein, less cholesterol, less fat, they have longer reproductive lifespans, more climate adaptability, and are more disease resistant. Their calves are also born much smaller, making it less likely for a mother to get hurt during birth too. The beefalo wasn't bred until the 1960s and 1970s, though many individuals tried before then. By 1975, the American Beefalo Association was formed, and in 1985, tests on the meat showed massive differences between beefalo meat and traditional beef. Beefalo has become pretty popular in health food markets as well, thanks to their superior traits. Number 5. Liger. As you probably guessed from the Grolar bear, the liger or Chigeon gets its name depending on if its father was the lion or the tiger. Either way, these kitties often possess features of both parents, though it's believed that most, if not all, male ligers are sterile. They're also massive because of the absence of certain growth-limiting genes when you cross a lion and tiger. Ligers tend to be larger than either one of their parents. Some have even weighed more than 2,000 pounds. Though ligers may occur in the wild, every known liger has been bred in captivity. Unfortunately, unlike the beefalo, ligers don't get the best of both worlds and end up with superior genes. They're often born with birth defects that result in obesity, strain on internal organs, or even death. Animal activists and conservation groups have made petitions against this inhumane inbreeding. The Association of Zoos and Aquariums has also spoken out and said that these practices are clearly linked with various abnormal, debilitating, and, at times, lethal external and internal conditions and characteristics. There are about 100 ligers and less than 100 Chigons in existence today, hopefully the last of their kind. Number 4. Wolfen. A new hybrid dolphin species was recently spotted near Hawaii by marine biologists, with rough teeth and similar characteristics to melon-headed whales. Melon-headed whales aren't whales like the name suggests, but also just another species of dolphin. Genetic testing confirmed that what they saw was in fact a melon-headed and rough-toothed dolphin rolled into one. As this occurred in the wild and was the first ever recorded hybridization of the species, it's definitely unusual. After all, one of the most known dolphin hybrids happened in captivity, the Wolfen. Kekemalu, born in Sea Life Park, was the offspring of a killer whale, another kind of dolphin, and a bottlenose dolphin. Kekemalu has the head of a killer whale, but the nose and fins of a bottlenose dolphin. Although she survived, other Wolfens have often died in captivity at young ages, and very few of these hybrids exist today. Number 3. Coy wolf. There's been some debate around the next hybrid animal, the coy wolf. The Wolf Conservation Center claims that there is no such thing. The majority of the scientific community simply calls the animal an eastern coyote, even if they are hybrids. Others, like geneticist Bradley White, have used the term coy wolf and referred to their existence as evolution in action. As they have the wolf characteristics of pack hunting and the coyote characteristics of lack of fear in human-developed areas, coy wolves certainly seem to be a perfect fit for him, like a modern city wolf, so to speak. The coy wolf is fairly new. Bradley White believes they started appearing in southern Algonquin Park as far back as the 1920s. Whereas coyotes used to be 40 pounds, some coy wolves can be double that size. They also have longer legs, a larger jaw, smaller ears, and a bushier tail. All in all, their genetic makeup is mostly coyotes, but they're about a quarter wolf and a tenth dog. The dog DNA, too, may also contribute to the coy wolf's tolerance of cities. Number 2. Zonkey. The zonkey, as you might expect, is the cross between a zebra and a donkey. One of the first well-known sightings was at Chulu Hills National Park in Kenya. Apparently, this hybrid was born when their mother, a zebra, wandered into a cattle herd and made herself at home. She became acquainted with an amorous donkey, as one news report put it, before being transferred to the park where the zonkey was born. The more appropriate name here would actually be a zebra-donk, as this hybrid had a mother zebra and father donkey, but either title is just as cute. Both mother and baby seem to be doing incredibly well, and while zonkies are incredibly rare, another adorable zonkey named Zippy was born a couple of years ago in Somerset. Zippy, too, seems to be living a fantastic, happy life. Though these hybrids can't have offspring of their own, it's great to see ones like Zippy celebrated, healthy, and loved. Number 1. Jag Lion. When many saw the popular photograph of this Jag Lion, they believed it couldn't be real. However, Jag Lions, a cross between a male jaguar and a female lion, are most definitely real, but also incredibly rare. 2 Jag Lion babies, Jazara and Tsunami, were born at Bear Creek Wildlife Sanctuary in 2006 after the jaguar, Diablo, and lioness, Lola, mated unexpectedly. According to the sanctuary, Diablo and Lola were always close. They arrived at the sanctuary around the same time and were bottle-fed in the same nursery. The staff did try to separate them when they reached maturity, but both of them became so anxious. Lola even refused to eat. 6 years after Tsunami and Jazara were born, Lola and Diablo were separated, but they still share a fence. The sanctuary also claims that the Jag Lions are happy, healthy, and active, unlike the case for some hybrids we've seen. Seems like Lola and Diablo were really meant to be together. That's where we're going to end this episode about incredible animal hybrids. Let us know if you've got a favorite out of the ones we talked about today, or if there are any we've missed in the comments down below. Also, be sure to hit that subscribe button for even more animal content, and press that like button if you enjoyed this video. Next, you can check out this video about animals that are most likely much richer than you.